Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever told yourself, I can't? Maybe it was about a new job, a fitness goal, learning a new skill, or even just stepping out of your comfort zone. I know I certainly have. For years, I can't was practically my middle name. It was a mental roadblock, a self-imposed prison that kept me from so many amazing experiences and opportunities. But today, I am here to tell you how I went from that crippling I can't mentality to proudly saying, I did. This isn't just my story. It's a blueprint for anyone feeling stuck, a roadmap to unlocking your own incredible potential. So, buckle up, because we're diving deep into my transformation journey, complete with real-life examples that I hope will inspire you to start your own. So where did it all begin? For me, the I can't narrative started subtle, almost innocently. It was small things at first, like telling myself I can't run a mile or I can't speak in front of a crowd. These small doubts accumulated, slowly chipping away at my confidence. I remember vividly back in my early 20s, I had an incredible opportunity to lead a small project at work. My boss saw potential in me that I simply didn't see in myself. My immediate internal response was, I can't do that, I'm not experienced enough, I'll mess it up. The fear of failure was paralyzing. I almost turned it down, just letting that I can't voice dictate my actions. The first step in breaking free from this cycle was recognizing it. It sounds simple, but it's often the hardest part. I realized I was constantly sabotaging myself with negative self-talk. Every challenge was met with a pre-programmed defeatist attitude. My aha moment came during a particularly tough period. I was feeling incredibly unfulfilled, watching others achieve things I secretly longed for, all while I stayed in my self-made box. I started journaling, and that's when I saw the pattern. Almost every entry about a new aspiration ended with a reason why I couldn't achieve it. This awareness was crucial. It was like shining a flashlight into a dark room and finally seeing the monsters weren't real, they were just shadows. Once I identified the problem, the next step was to challenge those I can't statements. This wasn't about magically becoming confident overnight. It was about asking, why not? What's the absolute worst that could happen? Let's go back to that work project I almost declined. Instead of saying I can't, I forced myself to ask, what if I can? What skills do I already have? Who can I ask for help? I realized I had some foundational knowledge, and more importantly, I had a supportive team. I decided to take a leap of faith. I accepted the project, albeit with a knot in my stomach. I broke it down into smaller, manageable tasks. Some days were tough, I made mistakes, but I learned from every single one. And guess what? I successfully completed the project. That feeling of accomplishment was electrifying, and it was the first real crack in my I can't armor. This leads to my third point, starting small and building momentum. You don't have to conquer Mount Everest on day one. After that first work project, I started applying the same principle to other areas of my life. For years, I told myself, I can't wake up early. I loved my sleep, and the thought of an alarm before 7 a.m. was horrific, but I wanted more time for personal development. So I didn't jump to 5 a.m. I started by setting my alarm just 15 minutes earlier. After a week, I pushed it another 15 minutes. Slowly but surely, I trained myself to become an early riser. Now, I consistently wake up at 6 a.m., and those extra hours have transformed my mornings, allowing me to exercise, read, and plan my day without feeling rushed. It's those small, consistent wins that build the belief that you can. My fourth strategy was embracing failure as feedback, not as a final judgment. This was a huge mental shift. Before, any setback would reinforce my I can't narrative. See, I told you I couldn't do it. But as I started challenging those thoughts, I realized that failure is an inevitable part of growth. I once tried to learn a new language, convinced I'd be fluent in months. When progress was slow and I kept making embarrassing mistakes, the old "I can't" voice crept in, trying to make me quit. But this time I reframed it. I told myself, this isn't a failure, it's information. What am I struggling with? How can I adjust my approach? I found a different learning method, focused on conversational practice rather than just grammar, and slowly I started making progress again. It's about pivoting, not giving up. Every stumble is just another step forward if you choose to see it that way. The fifth crucial element was surrounding myself with positive influences. Your environment plays a massive role in shaping your mindset. When I was deep in my "I can't" phase, I often sought validation from others who shared similar limiting beliefs. We would commiserate, reinforcing each other's negativity. When I decided to change, I consciously sought out people who inspired me, who celebrated challenges, and who genuinely believed in potential. I started following creators and mentors online who had achieved things I admired. I joined a local hiking group even though I initially felt I can't keep up. Their encouragement, their positive outlook, and their shared enthusiasm for pushing boundaries gradually rubbed off on me. They didn't just tell me I could, they showed me how, and their belief in me helped me believe in myself. Finally, and perhaps most powerfully, was the consistent practice of positive self-talk and visualization. This might sound a bit woo-woo, but it works. Instead of rehearsing "I can't" scenarios in my head, I started consciously visualizing myself succeeding. Before a challenging presentation, I wouldn't just prepare my slides. I would close my eyes and imagine myself speaking clearly, confidently, and engaging my audience. When faced with a new goal, I'd phrase it as "I will learn," "I will achieve," rather than "I hope I can." It's about actively reprogramming your internal dialogue. It takes effort, especially at the beginning, but with consistent practice, that positive voice becomes louder, more dominant than the old "I can't." My journey from "I can't" to "I did" wasn't a straight line. There were detours, U-turns, and moments where the old doubts resurfaced. But each time, armed with these strategies, I was better equipped to navigate them. It's an ongoing process, a muscle you continually train. Today, I'm able to tackle challenges that my former self wouldn't have even considered. Whether it's starting this YouTube channel, pursuing a passion project, or taking on a daunting new responsibility, the first thought is no longer "I can't," but "How can I?" and "What will I learn?" So, if you're out there feeling trapped by your own "I can't" statements, I want you to know you're not alone, and more importantly, you have the power to change your narrative. Start small, challenge those negative thoughts, learn from every experience, build a supportive network, and speak kindly to yourself. Your transformation is waiting. Thank you so much for watching my story today. I truly hope it sparked something within you. If you found this video inspiring, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to share this with anyone you know who might need to hear this message. Finally, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on more content like this. I'd love to hear your "I can't" to "I did" stories in the comments below. What's one thing you're going to challenge this week? Until next time, keep believing in yourself and keep turning those "I can'ts" into "I dids."